Bitcoin technical analysis. This is 100x. From the top, we're looking at the yearly chart. And this is Bitcoin. And we can see, obviously, it goes before January 2017, but this is where this chart starts. That's all we need. We're going to start marking out some yearly levels because Bitcoin does have them. The first one being this $44,262. That was the low of that range. And then the 13,716 is on the critical level. And then more closely to where we are right now is this 46,216, which was the yearly close of 2021. And what we're going to see as we dig deeper into lower time frames, this is a very critical level, and it's been capping the upside, and we shouldn't be surprised by that. So if we go down to the quarterly level, here you can see that 46,216 holding. There was a brief close on the quarterly above. It was rejected, and it's been a very tough resistance. At above 46,000, very bullish Bitcoin. Below, you have to be a little cautious when looking at the big picture. Two other levels we'll mark on the quarterly is this 58,740. We're going to make it a maroon brown. And then on the downside, the April 2021 closing low of 35,045 is something else to keep in mind. If you have already noticed, if you take the low of 35,000 and then that high in the 58, then you can see that that yearly close is actually the midpoint of a range that we're in. So it's always interesting how markets do those kinds of things. Now, what we can see here is that we're in a range. We're below the range midpoint. So this is another reason, besides it being the yearly level, we want to see Bitcoin be above 46,000 for us to be more bullish than neutral or bearish. Now we're going to move to the monthly chart to see if we can see anything else that's happening. Overall, it looks like a potential double top-ish kind of formation, not something that we'd be looking to trade at such an obvious way. If anything, a fake breakout of this double top is probably the higher probability. It would do something like this, and then it would come back and retrace. At the most bearish sentiment possible in the market, it would fake everyone out. So back to the monthly level, we can see that another key level is exactly where we're at here, which was the January 2022 closing level. I'm going to make that a dark green. And we can see that to kind of maintain its range bullish momentum, if any exists, you kind of want to see it stay above exactly where Bitcoin is. If we go to the weekly level, we can get a little bit more granular. To recap from the 29,400 cycle low, or at least the low from the first all-time highs, we did see a big push, and then it's come down, and then it's stopped going down, and it's been consolidating. Some weeks ago, we saw a move higher that did see some closing levels that held on the weekly. But the one thing that's very particular here that is worth noting is this level, which is the 37,699 that we retested yesterday. There's about 3 weeks of tight candles here and a big consolidation. We saw the big push, it tested. Really would not want to see this level break. Prefer not to see any daily closings below, because from here you could see a consolidation below and it becomes awfully dangerous. Are we going to go to 31 and then break? Or is it that we're going to go here, consolidate, and then see, end of the world collapse kind of thing, and we start trending down to the 20s, and you could see even kind of the 20,000, which was the 2017 cycle high, be retested, and maybe that's all we get, and then up we go. Another potential path that one could be looking is, besides these two downside bearish scenarios, It could be that right here, at least for short term, it holds, it gets below that above that monthly level, we hold, and we see another retest of 46,000. So you could have a play from 38,000 to 46. We know that 46 is a major level. If you close and you consolidate and you start trending up, then everyone should be looking for about 58,059. If we go to the daily chart to see if there's anything happening, anything to be aware, it's really about that weekly level, and it's about the monthly level, and we're in between. We saw a big outside reversal candle, which this is either the last downside we're going to see, or it's the beginning of something that's going to 35,000. I know it's a bit ambiguous, but we are at a very critical level here in Bitcoin. We would probably want to see some consolidation and then break higher. When we look at the 4-hour chart, we're just seeing that big rotation down. It's been kind of waiting. We see this big push. Maybe it pulls all the bears in, and we need to see upside resolution. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen now. We can see that it's consolidating, not by coincidence, below that 38,466, which is the monthly level, and above that key weekly level at 37,699. One could just even wait and for the resolution, some consolidation, and then buy or sell a momentum trade on Bitcoin. So to recap, we're going to bring it back to the 12-month chart, the yearly chart. So far, we see an inside candle. 2021 was a good year, even though it didn't hold the 60 handle. When we look at the quarterly chart, everything has really been an inside candle of that, January to March 31st, 2021 price action. And then when we get to the monthly, we're just trading pretty tightly. We see pretty clearly that the 38,466 and the 37,699 are important levels. If we break that, we're really going to be looking for that 34,875, 35K. Anything below that gets really dangerous in terms of what Bitcoin could see. A retest of the 2017 highs, which would be 20K, is not out of the question. And then another path is obviously we're looking at the low right at the time of this recording. We're going to rotate up. We're going to retest 46. We're going to break, and 58,000 is in sight. And who knows whether it just rotates back into the range and we go nowhere, or it makes new highs and off we go, and Bitcoin 70,000 could be in there. That's it for this analysis. This is 100X. Today is April 26, 2022. Thanks for listening.